Hello guys, in today's video we are going to make a portable high voltage generator that is capable of producing somewhere between 25,000 to 50,000 volts. And also if you are interested in making high voltage arcs, this is one of the simplest way to do so. And for the circuit, first thing you need will be a flyback transformer which can be found in all CRT televisions or you can directly buy it from any nearby electronic stores. And for those who don't know, flybacks are basically stepper transformers which are mainly used in CRT televisions to power up the electron guns inside the cathode ray tube. And with this transformer, you can generate a high voltage DC at the output with a very small AC input. But unlike other transformers, it won't work with the normal AC frequency. So we need a separate driver to power it. And for that you need some IRFZ44 and MOSFETs. And make sure that you have a couple of extra MOSFETs as it might blow up easily. And then you need some heatsinks to cool down the MOSFETs. After that you need some 200 ohm resistors. And finally some copper wires to do the winding. Here I am using 15 gauge copper wire, but it's not mandatory that you should use the same. You can also use normal wires instead. So initially take the flyback transformer and cut off the grey and red wire for the adjuster. We don't need that. Here we only need the ground pin and this long red wire which is the high voltage output from the secondary winding. And here we also have many other pins and two of those are from the primary. But as it's difficult to find out which one is which, we'll be winding our own primary. So wind a wire over the core of your flyback in order to make the primary with a center tap. And as mentioned before, here I am using 15 gauge insulated copper wire with 6 turns on each side of the center tap. And here you can use 3 to 6 turns on each side as per your preference. The lesser number of turns result in a much bigger arc. So our flyback circuit is complete. Now what we need is a driver to power the circuit. And let us use this IRFZ44 MOSFET in order to make the driver. And as it can get really hot, let us use some thermal paste and heatsink to dissipate the heat before it blows the transistor. And for a better aesthetics, let us fix all these components over an empty board using some double-sided tape. Now add the 220 ohm resistor in between the primary and the gate, that is between the first terminal of primary and first pin of MOSFET. And after that join the drain pin, which is the second pin of the MOSFET, to the other end of the primary coil. So that's it, our circuit for the high voltage generator is complete. All you have to do now is to connect the positive at the center tap and negative at the source. And before that, make sure you are in a well ventilated room, because electrical arcs at higher voltages can generate ozone and many other oxides, which are extremely dangerous and could cause lung disorders and other health problems on inhalation. So be cautious. So let us begin by powering it using a normal 9V battery. So like I said, connect the negative terminal to the source pin of our MOSFET and connect the positive to the center tap on our primary winding. And after that, turn on the supply and point the positive line from the secondary winding closer to the pins on the flyback one by one. And then the arc will find its path and get connected to the ground pin of the secondary winding automatically. So there was an arc, but it was too small to be considered as a good result. So let us increase the power and see if we are able to manage a bigger arc. So next let us power it with 12V using this 12V power supply that I have made in one of my previous videos and see if it makes any difference. And connect it in the exact same way as we connected the battery and turn on the supply. The results were mind-blowing and we got a pretty decent arc. but unfortunately it stopped working in under a minute, and that was because of the MOSFET blown off due to the excessive heat. So in order to confirm that, you can simply use a multimeter and check the continuity between drain and source pin on the MOSFET, and if it shows continuity, then you can confirm that it is damaged. And in case if it is not showing continuity, then that means that the component is okay. After blowing out couple of MOSFETs, as a solution for this problem, I have added 2 more MOSFETs in parallel to the existing one to distribute the load. And after that it is found working totally fine, and I have tested up to 48 watts so far and it is holding strong. So this is Google Drive signing off. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for watching more videos like this. So see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.